Can you take us through a little bit about an early career in history?
Sure. But I did have a variety of jobs over the years. I was in account management. My first job was actually managing the General Electric account. It was extremely proud for me to, come out of selling fuel oil and also to come out of the valley and really be on my path, what I thought, to what would be a great career, and to take on such a huge organization like GE was really a thrill for me. I also worked with IBM and UPS in those years, and from there I had the opportunity to start up some new divisions in the company, work in strategic planning, run sales, run client relations, and in 1997 I actually asked for this job.
Oh, you asked for it?
I asked for it.
Take us through kind of how that happened.
I think that's one of the principles that I would tell anyone listening, either today or any of the younger employees that I speak to at our shop, and that is you have to position yourself for what it is that you want in life, and then you have to have the courage and probably a little bit of ego and a lot of self-confidence and self-awareness thrown in to be able to know that if there's something that you think you can do, then you go after it. And so at the time of merger, 3 companies coming together, a president from one of the companies leaving, an opportunity for a new person to come in with perhaps fresh vision and fresh energy, and I thought that was me. So I asked for the opportunity. I was given that opportunity.
He said, hey, I can do that.
I can do that job. 26-year-old son and a 28-year-old daughter, and they're very similar to many of the employees that work in our organization worldwide today. And I think as you go through life, you look at different stages of life based upon what the influences are, what the pressures are that you're going through. So, having and starting a family, buying your first home, wondering whether you can make your first mortgage payment.
So developmental life stages, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that awareness of what's going on in the current is sometimes overlooked because you're so wrapped up in everything that's going on in your daily life. But I think as you age, and you gain some perspective on what business is all about and what opportunity within business is all about, you start paying much more attention to what's going on around you, and you start looking for mentors, and you start emulating leadership or leaders that inspire you to be perhaps better than you thought you can be. And so I think that awareness is the key word as to who you want to be, who you currently may be, and then how you take skills and apply those skills to becoming something perhaps that you aspire to be longer term.
Share with us, did you have a defining moment where you sort of said to yourself, hey, this is what I want and this is what I need to do to get there?
I think there's a lot of answers in that question. I'd say that there was a defining moment. I always knew that leadership was something that I was very comfortable in, from being captains of sport teams to feeling very comfortable speaking to audiences. I always felt, again, a combination of self-confidence, self-awareness, and a little bit of ego thrown in. And if you want to add a dose of luck into that, I think the formula works pretty well. So I knew what I wanted to be, and I knew I could be that.
You knew you wanted to be a leader.
Yeah, I always felt good taking charge and inspiring people and creating vision and analyzing the opportunity and creating a strategy and collectively trying to bring groups of people around that strategy and work towards a common goal. So I knew that was me. And then it was just a matter of finding the best opportunity to be able to employ those skills. So I wouldn't say it was a defining moment. It was probably much more of a journey of awareness. Very critical for anyone today aspiring to leadership is to look for role models. But there are plenty of opportunities for anyone to look for people that can help them become a better, whether it's leader or parent or father or teacher or customer service representative, whatever it may be. So I think it's really, again, self-awareness, self-confidence. It's the responsibility of any individual to find weaknesses in their own skill set, personality, and then find people that have those strengths and study those, emulate those, seek to develop those skills based upon what they watch. I mean, today, if public speaking was a weakness, you'd have no greater person to look to than our president-elect.
Right.
From an oratory skill, he's got a gift. So to be able to say, well, I want to emulate that, I want to build that skill, I want to build that style, I don't want to become his style, but I want to take the best of what he has and integrate it into the best of me. And then clearly reading for me was a tremendous learning. My management would tell you that the worst time of the year for them is the week after I get back from summer vacation.
Oh, really?
Because
all those reads?
I read, I try to determine how it applies to the business that we're running today and how we can make the company better. Leadership skills and how people attack the business problems, strategies, situations that they're confronted with each day.
Yeah.
I think the broader set of skills that are required to running a business are a set of skills that are not comprised in one individual, but rather in a team of individuals. And so a lesson learned is to surround yourself with great people. And obviously continually evaluate the skill set of those people and continually motivate those people to grow in their own careers, to grow in the disciplines in which they currently operate, whether that's finance or legal or marketing, strategic planning, operations, and also to give them growth outside of those areas. Yeah. So constantly inspiring and growing a team around you allows you to apply and to think about strategy for your business in a different way. And then there's the leadership strategy, which is the visibility that's required. It's I like to think of it as there's a consciousness to leadership, there's a commitment to leadership, and there's a practice to leadership. You know, it doesn't take anyone too much effort to look anywhere today to read or listen and understand what the economic conditions are across the world, not just in the U.S. And therefore, the reaction that clients, you mentioned in the introduction that we work with the Fortune 1000, and the organizations that we work with are obviously calibrating their strategies for growth, global growth, based upon economic conditions worldwide. So what that often results in is a reduction in domestic relocations and perhaps an increase on their global footprint as they invest in India or China, or perhaps look to move operating facilities from one part of the globe to another part of the globe. So what it means for us is it's really a flexibility in where our staffing model is, an understanding of what we need to supply to our clients domestically, while we also look for global opportunity. Over the last couple of years, our most significant growth has really been on offshore. It's been on a global front. Our biggest, most rapid growing office to date has been our Singapore operation, where we've realized 25% growth both in revenue and profit and employee growth over the last several years. So we've been very, very fortunate to have an opportunity to grow with our client base in parts of the world where they see their future growth being as well. I think the greatest challenge has been trying to stay one step ahead of the economic uncertainty and determining and forecasting where we think our business will be and where our clients think their business will be based upon their needs as we go forward. And then it's also positioning the organization for the dynamics of that churn as well as the growth. And understanding that you're dealing with people every day. I mean, I think any leader needs to have compassion, and it's probably one of the biggest challenges that a leader has whether they're in the office or they go home at night or they put their head on the pillow, they're worried about their employee base, every employee and every employee's family, and the jobs that those employees have and the commitment that they've made to the organization over time, and hoping to be able to provide them with a career that gives them many, many years of growth and financial earnings with us. I think my greatest achievement would be the fact that when I hear people say, thank you for leading, thank you for inspiring, thank you for providing us with a clarity of purpose and vision, thank you for being visible, thank you for really being an open communicator and an approachable individual who has continually shared with us the vision for the organization and has participated in the growth. Yeah.
So what other advice would you give somebody starting out early in their career who aspires to leadership and maybe running an organization someday, such as you are?
Yeah, read. Yeah. Read.
Yeah, and more read.
Listen, observe, ask a lot of questions, emulate, seek mentorship.
What do you want your legacy to be? When all is said and done, what do you want to leave behind and people to say about Kevin Kelleher?
He was a good guy. That's it.